All right, January 1st, I apologize. New year, 2026, full body day. If you get the advantage, if you watch these videos to kind of get an idea of what the monthly emphasis is going to be. So we did ceiling and floor in all of December. As I said in December 31st video, hopefully a lot of people gathered a lot of information, better understanding what they can do. I'm all about precision. And again, in training, you guys need to know your numbers in order to progress. Like, I think there's a huge misconception out there that if you just go work out, sweat a little bit, you're just ultimately going to forever get better. And that's just not how it works. Like, you'll just be in maintenance mode for a long time, which again is not bad. Like, working out is obviously always better than not working out. But the goal for Core 4 and the reason I built it is for you guys to continue to progress and get better. And I can only do that, and you guys can only do that if you're getting a better understanding of what you can do and what you can't do, of course. So we're going to focus in January on just your aerobic floor or your base. We're going to build a foundation out. So we did a month of a little bit of back and forth. Everybody got a kind of an idea of how they feel, what they look like, the difference between floor and ceiling. And now in January, we're really going to do like a hard reset and get everybody by the end of January to understand what their 60% is, 70% is, maybe their 50%, a little bit lesser, and then 75 and up, right? So above 75 is obviously ceiling work. So 75 is probably about as high as we'll go. There will be some occasions I have written in here you guys will maybe tap over 75. But the main goal of January is 70% and hammering it. So we're gonna start off hot. So you guys got block fire right out of the gate. 5-minute runs. We're gonna do it 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, all 3 blocks. We'll lead with a 5-minute run. Obviously, like we did in December, we'll rotate through the pieces of equipment. I always have this written out a month ahead, but I always end up changing it. But my thought process is we'll just rotate through the pieces of equipment each day. It's hard to do floor work correctly with multiple pieces of equipment on one day. So each day will likely have, for the most part, one main focus on a piece of equipment, and we'll just kind of shift through them and as evenly as possible throughout the month. So you guys, hopefully by the end of the month, again, have a really, really strong idea of what your numbers are on each piece of equipment for floor. But 70% or less, right? Lesser than or equal to. Remember, when you guys are doing this, and this is a really big deal. Like, everybody always feels like if they have the ability to go over, they should go over, and that's just not the point of this. Like, that is not what we're doing. We are trying to hammer as close to 70% output as we physically can, right? That perceived exertion is 70%. That is the goal, right? On a side note, I'll digress. So as I said that, a lot of people see 70%, they try to do like real math, like, hey, I can run at 15 miles an hour. That means my 70% is X into 15. Like, that's not how that works. Like, 70% is your RPE. It's your rate of perceived exertion. Is how you feel. It's like, you feel as though this is your 70%. It's repeatable, it's sustainable, it's doable. I'm not getting to the 5-minute mark and be like, whew, thank God that's over. I definitely wanted to have made it another minute. You guys should be able to finish at the 5-minute mark. You should have easily be able to get off the treadmill and know, hey, I can do another minute or 2, no problem. Because again, you're going to have to do it, 3 more times, by the way. But transitioning into these complexes rather seamlessly. Like, that's the goal. And what we see from all the trainers, especially me, is that a lot of people will get to the 2.5, 3-minute mark. They'll probably be at their 70% or very close to it, and because we're fresh and we're ready to go and we feel like we're there, I feel like I can go over, and they'll just start running more aggressively than 70%, and they'll end up like crippling themselves, and we can't transition, and we take way longer than we're supposed to, and then we definitely can't sustain it in the next 2 blocks, and that's not what we're aiming for. So I really want you guys to focus on what the monitor says, to just do what the monitor says. Sorry, still coughing, apologies. Definitely can't laugh. But so 70%, that's the goal. Hit 70%, hold it as long as you physically can, up to 5 minutes. Work on your pace and sustainability of your pace and generating power. Those treadmills are awesome. Like, every single stride, it forces you guys to generate the same amount of force with each stride, right? So every time your toe and heel hit and you're driving back, like, you have to be consistent with your strike and your force output, which is why those treadmills are so annoying, of course, but also like amazing for running, because again, at every single stride, it calculates the amount of power you're generating. And if it's not a consistent amount of power or force, your numbers are all over the place, right? So working on that is something else you can maybe on the side, little side quest here throughout the course of this month anytime we do the running. So 70%, 5 minutes, that's the goal. Nobody should be dying. You know this is coming for 2 more blocks after this. If you watch this video, I've made it, I think, pretty clear that if you do get off the treadmill and you're like, oh boy, like you need to make it a correction going into the second one, push our ego, push our pride aside, maybe come to the realization that we are just not as fast as we thought we were or as conditioned as we thought we were, and just tone it down a little bit so that you guys do get off of these runs feeling really good about transitioning into these complexes. And then these complexes, I just gave you guys 3 different complexes. I got a single arm, kind of like a unilateral it is a unilateral complex. We haven't done complexes in a while. Complexes are just amazing. They don't fit a lot into what we're doing, so it's hard for me to fit them in, but a day like this is great. So I love complexes. It's a great way to work through transitioning of movements, changing planes, forcing your body through different motor patterns, all the things that everybody should care about, but nobody really thinks about. So if you don't enjoy complexes, maybe today is a day that, you start enjoying them. I gave you all different ones. So you got a unilateral one, single arm. You got a regular, 2 dumbbell complex. The rep ranges are there because everybody's a little bit different. Maybe you want to go a little bit heavier and go lighter, rep range. Maybe you want to go a little bit lighter, kind of flow through it, kind of get in that flow state of the complex, which is kind of nice with a lighter weight, higher rep count. So you can kind of challenge yourself in different ways. And then you got a ball complex at the end, which I love the slam balls. They're amazing. You can do so much stuff with them, but this one really is going to change it up. This complex, the ball complex, is pretty unique. We'll go over that when we actually get to class. But 2026 aerobic floor, I guess you can call it like a reset. It's not really a reset, but an opportunity for everybody to truly kind of refine and zone in to what their floor looks like on each piece of equipment.